Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 9 of your support for sticking to your plan. Okay, this is day 9, and we're going to talk today about preparation. So it appears that I just did this Facebook Live and the sound wasn't on. So here I am again, but this time, hopefully, I'm going to be able to speak with you and you'll be able to hear me. So talk about preparation. Okay, there was a situation where I was all prepared, but I did forget to turn on my microphone. So not very prepared. Maybe I'll do a checklist next time. So today I want to help you if you are struggling to to reach your weight loss goals. And part of the reason is that you start a plan and maybe you get your 2 weeks in and you're losing a little weight and then something happens and you just kind of lose it. Or maybe it's just that time of month and your body just starts to get a little bit whacked out, and instead of trying to understand what's happening, you just reach for something that isn't what you want to eat. Maybe it's pizza, maybe it's ice cream, and partly it's because you have these habits of the way you have eaten in the past, and partly it might be because you're not prepared. So what I want to do today is I'm going to give you some more tools and tips for how to be prepared. Now, you know, the holidays are coming up, and I'm pretty excited to be offering a class, a free online class that's going to be coming up, and it is called 3 Secrets to Reach Your Weight Loss Goals and Stay There, even if you're over 60. So if you're interested in signing up for a free web class, just send me an instant messenger, and I will add you to the waiting list, and therefore we can, and I'll let you know as soon as we have the details. So it's free, and I'll be sharing some more secrets with you about how to stick to your plan, even if you're over 60. So, but today what we're going to focus on preparation. So we've been looking at cutting edge research, modern technology about the brain in order to create all these tools that we have. We were looking at visualization and creating a plan and using our prefrontal cortex. But today what I want to do is I want to look back in time, and I'm going to look to the wisdom of some founding fathers, some interesting scientists, and even philosophers in order to get the wisdom that they have learned, and they were very open to sharing because they had lots of experience with preparation. So I'm just going to read. So by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. That's by Benjamin Franklin, written many years ago. And then Thomas Edison, I think, went hundreds of experiments over and over again until he achieved his great feat. So his saying is, unfortunately, there seems to be far more opportunity out there than ability. Interesting. But we should remember that good fortune often happens when opportunity meets with preparation. Opportunity meets with preparation. And then Seneca, he says, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So again, we keep talking about, this is throughout history, these are men who were very successful and very innovative, and they understood that preparing was a big part of their success. So I guess the question is, if you've ever gone to work, or you've gone to school, or you have a family, or you prepare for the holidays, or you prepare for vacation, you quite probably have done a bunch of planning. And you probably know in that experience is that when you plan in advance, it's more likely that you're going to have a successful trip, right? So planning is something that you know and that you do, but somehow when it comes to food and weight loss and sticking with that plan, you just don't want to do the planning, right? So another Dale Carnegie, another DWM, he advises us that 1 hour of planning can save us 10 hours of doing. So again, if we take the time to plan in advance, and if we're talking about food, the rest of the week it just goes pretty easy, pretty smoothly, and because you are prepared. And so the preparation and the investment in time that you spend in preparing is going to really almost ensure your success as you move through the week. Because things are going to happen. You're going to get decision fatigue. You are going to have to make many, many decisions in the course of your day. And if food decisions are already made, well, that's just done, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. And so it's actually a lot of freedom when you can get past this idea that preparation means you're not being spontaneous. Or I love, some of my clients, when they're talking about and they're having difficulty in reaching their goals, they're thinking, I'm bored, like their food should entertain them. Or I like to be spontaneous. That's a thought that doesn't really, well, yeah, you can be spontaneous, but how about if you're spontaneous about your life and not about your food? Or I don't know what I'm going to want to eat on Thursday today, right? And we're not saying you're going to plan, and although some people do, I'm not necessarily recommending that you plan every single day for a whole week ahead of every meal, but we are going to do some planning so that you do know what you're going to have the next day, and you do know what's in your home, and you're prepared for the kinds of foods you're going to eat within the week, not necessarily what you're going to eat on a particular day, unless that's what you want to do and you want to choose to do that. So one of my favorites is, oh, I just don't feel like turkey. Like, what does turkey feel like, right? It's like if you make a choice and you have a food and we think I don't feel like it, it's creating a dissonance in our bodies, and perhaps then we're just not going to, we're looking for something other than nutrition, right? We want this food to make us feel a certain way when really the food that we have is nutritious. And if we are consciously planning the food that we have and preparing foods that we like, because that's the other thing, we pick foods that we like so that we're going to be successful. Okay. So the other thing is I'm going to give you some tools, and I have these tools right here. But again, we always start with why. What is your why? Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to stick to this plan? And then having your goal in front of you. What is that goal weight? What is the goal that you're looking forward to? And how do you see yourself reaching that goal? Are you using your imagination and your imaging to see yourself in success? So these are all things that we do in addition to the preparation. So one thing that I like to also ask is, like, how do you want to think about food prep? If you are resistant to doing food prep and your thoughts are really negative about it, it's going to make it harder for you to do it. So you can ask yourself, how do you want to feel about food prep? Maybe you want to just be able to prepare your food and that's that, right? And so you want to look at how is it you're thinking about preparing food so that you, again, don't want to create more obstacles than that are already going to be there in the course of living your life, okay? So here we have, this is something that I got from Rob Wolf, and he actually is an author of a book called Wired to Eat, and he has what's called a menu matrix. So I've made my own menu matrix, kind of based a little bit on his, and so what it is, I'm going to hold it up here. So it actually is a listing of the foods that I eat. Now, I could just go back the last month and look at all the different meals that I've had, right? And I could say that I know I've had chicken, and I've had chicken thighs, and we've had breasts, chicken breasts, we've had salmon, we've had ground beef, we've had sausages, pork chops. So all the things that I generally, let's see if I can get this, all the things, all the proteins that I eat. We have beans on here, we have cheese, we have nuts, many things that I get to. So here is 15 different sources of protein that I get to choose from in order to create a menu for 1 week. Vegetables, so I have on here various vegetables that I like to eat. Again, this is like 30 different vegetables that I like to eat, that we like to cook, okay? And then, let's see, the same thing is salad items for salads, and then there's fats, and then there's spices. There's a list of 30 different spices. So when I start my week out, what I do is I can look at this list and I can say, what do I want to have this week? And I can use this and just make a little check mark. Maybe I almost always like to have chicken. So we know we're going to have chicken. We know we're going to have salmon, right? Pretty much. And then I like to have pork chops, but then there's also, sometimes we have tempeh, and sometimes we have beans. And if you are not a meat eater, you can replace those with the kinds of proteins that you really like to eat. And then the vegetables. So then we have this list. So I'm going to have chicken breasts, and maybe we'll have Brussels sprouts this week. We'll maybe think about what's in season. And then for my salad, maybe this week I'll have cabbage, right? I'll buy a little cabbage, and along with my lettuces. It's really good to have cabbage. I'll get some jicama if I could find it. And there's some radishes. I don't always have radishes, so maybe I'll choose to have radishes this week. And then in terms of fats, these are the things I usually have on hand, right? So I have avocado oil, butter, I have coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, lots of extra virgin olive oil, and then nut oils. I have some walnut oil, and then salad dressing, which we've done. I usually use Paul Newman dressing, and then also some sesame oil, which I use much less often, but it is there that I have. So then my spices, right? So the spices, I love the idea, and I have some spice blends, and we're going to do something on spices another day. So, but just to say that you can take that chicken breast and you can say chicken breast with, what did I say? I was going to do Brussels sprouts, and then I can use an Italian spice blend on my chicken breast. And then I also recommend that you make enough food for 2 meals, right? So when you're making your chicken breast, and let's say you're using Italian spice, you can also do half of it with Italian spice and half of it with a taco seasoning blend. Really simple. You want to just make sure when you're using the seasoning blend that you check the ingredients. I remember the first time I took, it was lemon pepper, and that's what it said on the cup front of it, lemon pepper. And I looked at the ingredient and it had sugar in it. I was like, what? It didn't even say. It just said this was a while ago. I'm sure now they have to put sugar on there, but you want to read the ingredients and make sure there's no sugar in the ingredients, right? And then if there is, you can actually make your own blends, and that's what we'll talk about another day. So you can decide maybe some garlic salt you will put on the Brussels sprouts one day, and then maybe the next day you'll add another. Maybe you'll add a little dill powder on there, right? So you come up with these different ideas for a spice that can change the same meal, right? So as a matrix, if you look at this, now I'm not a mathematician nor a scientist that has this calculations, but I am sure with the combination of 15 proteins, 30 vegetables, 16 different salads, and 30 spices, you could probably come up with a variation of 1,000 different meals that you can make just based on this simple matrix. So what you want to do is pick 5 things or 4 things that you want to have in the house so that you can shop for them and you can plan for cooking. So the other thing that I created was a shopping list. So again, I have here the shopping list, and basically it has all the things that I like to have that I will have, and I just kind of check the box and just put this in my purse and take it with me when I go shopping. And it's different things I will get at different stores, right? I do a lot of my vegetable shopping at Costco, but they don't have sprouts, so I always like to go to Whole Foods or to the local market and get some sprouts and get some radishes, things that I like in my salad that I just not going to get, and they don't sell it at Costco, but also I don't need in that kind of quantity. So if I don't want that kind of quantity, if I don't think I'm going to eat it, then I go to my local market. And then, of course, sometimes there's specialty markets to get certain things. So if you want to get tempeh or unsweetened nut milk, then you would want to, figure out what it is you want, and then you can plan your shopping day. You just take this with you. Take this with you, and between your matrix, you create your matrix, what you are going to eat. You create your shopping list from that matrix. You go out and shop, and then you are more prepared. And the more prepared you are, the better off you're going to be. It just is like priming the pump for success. And so I also got another quote. This one is from Oprah, to get a woman's perspective on it. Let's see. Where is Oprah? Oh, here she is. So I'm not finding her. I'm sorry. Okay, well, I guess forget that. I had a quote from Oprah that I wanted to share with you, but I can't find it. So, but she also talks about opportunity and preparation and being prepared for that opportunity, because when it comes, if you are prepared, you're going to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. So that is my ideas for planning. And the other thing I want to say is that it's good to have a backup. Or so let's say you have a plan and you have planned all your meals, and you're only, again, you, when you say you make that chicken breast, let's say you have it in the house and you cook it on Monday, and you know you're going to have it on Tuesday, right? And you'll have the leftovers. You could have the leftovers on Wednesday, or you could cook it on Monday and eat it on Monday and Tuesday. So now you know what you're going to eat, but you're only doing it 2 days in advance. So it's not like on Monday you have to know what day you're going to eat which item. You have choices, but I think that making that choice one day in advance is going to be a better, because then you have the practice of making a promise to eat something, you put it down in your food journal, and then the next day that's what you choose to eat. And that's a good best practice for sticking to your plan. It's like you just have, the more you can just stick to it and just follow it, the easier it's going to be in the long run. So I think that here's Oprah. I believe luck is preparation meeting opportunity. If you hadn't been prepared when the opportunity came along, you wouldn't have been lucky. So whether we call it luck or good fortune, or just smart, being prepared makes a lot of sense. And you know that if you have prepared your family, I am sure that you prepare for other people. You prepare your children for your children. You're always anticipating their needs and how to get them to baseball, how to get them, or your grandkids. If you're taking care of your grandkids, you're always making sure you have enough on hand for them, right? You wouldn't just like come into the house with no food for them. So this is really taking care of your body, taking your preparation as part of your self-care and part of your support so that you can actually reach your goal, right? So really important. So I just want to remind you again, I said this at the beginning, but if you came later, is that I'm going to be having an online class to support you further in sticking to your plan. And it's 3 secrets to reach your goal weight and stay there, even if you're over 60. So if you're over 60 and you're struggling to stick to your plan and to lose weight and stay there, then I want you to instant messenger me, and I will put you on the waiting list. And when that class comes up, I will let you know about it. So get on that list, and then we'll be able to give you the information when we have it. Okay. So the other thing is, let's see, I wanted to do, so that's the preparation. If you share this Facebook Live or share this on your page, I am actually happy to send you copies, electronic copies of these. Oops, that's the matrix and the shopping list. So if that's something that you like, then you can share this on your Facebook page, and I will be happy to send those to you electronically. And I also have a blank matrix so you can fill it in yourself, and you have the template for filling it in yourself. So that would be fantastic if you want to share this. I'm trying to get my message out to as many people as possible. So if you value this information, and please share it to your Facebook page. Okay, so the next half, so that's my part about preparation. And now we're going to do something fun. So when this is about gift giving, and I thought about this because, of course, we have the holidays coming up. And one of the things that get in people's way is when someone gives them a gift of food, of candy or sugar, or they make something very special for them. It's really hard for us to not eat it because we feel like we don't want to insult that person. Now later on I'm going to do one about things to say to people. We're going to have another little special one of the days I'm going to give you some ideas about that. But one of the things I want to say is that, so when you are giving, when you know that you feel like sugar and flour is not really good for you, and to assume that it's good for everybody. Now, there are many people who are very happy to have flour and sugar, and if you know that about them and you're close to them, great. But if you're going to a, let's say, a holiday party and you want to bring a gift to the hostess, it's really, I think it's really great not to bring candy or sugar or flour if that's the way you feel, if you don't want to have it for yourself. So I have some great ideas for gifts that you can give during the holiday, and they are reasonably priced, so there's nothing really fancy here. This is really more for the gift that you would normally give a box of candy, or you would bring a dessert, something sugary sweet, as opposed to just because it's convenient, it's easy, it's fast, and you just want to bring something to kind of honor and thank the person for hosting you or inviting you to their event or to their dinner. So what do we have here? So one of the things I love to get as a gift myself is olive oil. Now, olive oil is heaven food. It's good for us. I don't think that I haven't heard anybody allergic to olive oil, but it is something that's really healthy. And to get, this actually came from Sicily. When we went to Sicily, we brought this one back. Which means it's probably a little old. But in any case, a nice bottle of olive oil. There's also, we have locally in California, we have lots of, there's a shop, olive this, olive that. And there's lots of little olive oil shops turning up in different places, or you can actually order it online. I have a friend that has a shop online called, I think it's called Yummy Artisan Foods, and he has an incredible array of gift olive oils. And this is some balsamic vinegar, and this is Mission Fig balsamic vinegar that we really like. So it's nice, and they have these in very small bottles, which actually are really great to travel with. That's what I use to travel when I'm traveling and I want to bring my salad or my food with me on the plane or in the car. So you can get small ones, which are reasonably priced, and make a wonderful little gift. Just put a little bow around them, and it makes a nice gift for a guest or for your coworkers if you're looking for small gifts over the holidays. Another one is did I do this already, the candle? No, I don't think so. So here's a small candle. Again, it's a thoughtful little gift. If you like to take a bath and put on the candle in the bathtub, or have a romantic evening with your partner, a little candle goes a long way. So that's a nice little gift that doesn't contain any sugar or flour. And then I have this gift, which this fell. So when the person you're going to visit, or the gift you want to give, if they have a pet, I can tell you that people love their pets. So here is, this is Luna's pet. We have a pet named Luna, and this is her toy. And this actually is the only one that's actually still intact, because the others have no hands or legs, and I don't even think the other ones have a tail anymore. So giving the gift for a person's pet, what a great idea. And this is a gift we received once, and we were like, what is that? And it had a little ribbon on it. It was a little gift bag, and we were like, what is this thing you're giving us? It was like, whoa, this is like, it was a turnoff, really. But then we gave it to our dog. This is an antler. And our dog, when we get up in the morning and we're sitting and doing our writing and meditation, our dog is happily chewing on this thing for about 20 minutes. And this is, at one point when she was biting on the furniture, we gave her one of these, and then she started chewing this and not the furniture. So it's an odd little gift, but boy, I'm telling you, if you have a friend and you want to give the gift and they have a pet, they're going to love this if it's a dog. Now, if they have a cat, then of course, there's many little fun little things that you can get. Cats are like so easy. A little laser pointer, a little feather on a stick. I mean, they are so easy to please and so much fun. And if your friends or neighbors have cats, that they love their cats, that would make a great impression on them. So I highly recommend the idea. Instead of giving sugar or candy, thinking about if they have a pet, maybe you could give them a pet gift. What else do I have? Okay, here's a couple of books. Now, this actually, so I am a big fan of Pema Chodron, and this actually you can get right at the, when you go to the bookstore, they sell these little pocket books right at the, as you're paying for everything else. Of course, they want you to buy them, but it's a really nice little gift, especially if someone has never heard of Pema, and there's others when you see there's these little books, and they're kind of primers. They kind of give you a little bit about the person who wrote the book, and it's really nice for travel as well. You just stick it in your pocket, and it gives you the opportunity to read if you're on the plane and you can't turn on your phone. Another wonderful gift is, and I've actually, so this is another book of Pema called When Things Fall Apart. And this is one of my favorite books of all time. And as a result, I've actually given this book a lot. But here is, I got this beautiful version, which is actually signed by Pema, right? Whoops, there we go. And what a great gift. Now, of course, I did buy this for myself. But for any fan, you know, to get them a signed copy of a book is really a very sweet thing. And sometimes bookstores have them signed already, you know, from when the author has visited the bookstore. So I have a copy of Pinkola Estes' book, Women Who Run with the Wolves, that she signed, and I love that book. Actually, my daughter has it now, but that's one of my favorite gifts. So, you know, you could always think about a book or something that is a small book, right? The other thing that's a lovely gift is a pen. Now, especially if you are like me, I write all the time. I journal, and I like the feel of a pen. And this actually, a friend of mine gave it to me. We were at a little shop in the Mission. There's all these incredibly unusual and cool little shops that turning up certainly in San Francisco. And so one of the things they had was these pens. They had lots of different kinds of pens. And so this was a gift that I got, and I love this gift. And of course, I use my pen all the time. And then finally, I have one other thing, one other idea, and I'm going to do, again, when we do something on stress relief, we'll be talking about essential oils. But what a nice gift. This is an essential oil called Motivate, okay? And it's really fantastic. I love it. And one of the things about essential oils, you just kind of rub it on your wrist, put your wrist together. Ooh, love it. Feels so good. So, you know, essential oils, they're discovering, have a lot of properties that are really healthy for us, help us to breathe better, open up our bronchioles, de-stress. Also, there's all kinds of essential oils that give amazing results for your health and for your welfare. So giving a nice little essential oil. This is a doTERRA, and actually, again, I'll be giving you more information about doTERRA in the coming days. So I think that's it. So I hope that this was useful. So the idea is to be prepared, and preparation is just preparation and opportunity, boom, success. So I want you to really take it seriously. And if you feel resistance to preparing, you want to ask yourself why. Like, why would you resist something that is really proven to help you and to support you? So I thank you for coming to, let's see, we are at day 9, and I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have an incredibly lovely evening. Okay, bye-bye.